Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Roadrunner.com. Crypto's on the move. Bitcoin up over 50 grand. Might be a good time to start balancing your silver and crypto portfolio. With some of the cryptos haven't moved much yet, but Bitcoin clearly has, backed up to 50. Will it hit 100 grand by the end of the year? Probably. Maybe even before that with the chaos that's coming. But you definitely want silver in your hand. And so, yeah, that's where we are. I think Very's up over 40. Nothing going on with Theta yet, as usual. Remember, the deep state doesn't have Theta. I think they're being left out of it. And that's through Digital Currency Group and that group. So we'll see. We'll see. I just hodl. I hold on for dear life. And it's worked so far. Keep it up, my friends. Price of silver was ready to rock a little bit, and then it got slammed down. Nothing new here. Thank you, CFTC, for monitoring the silver market, making sure everything's done on the up and up. And look what we have here. Ventures Gibson, the director of the Mint, wins an award, a major award. The United States Mint is proud to share that Honorable Ventures C. Gibson is the 2024 recipient of the Black Business Association President's Award. So let me get this straight. Because she's black and runs the Mint, she automatically wins an award? Because clearly it's not for the performance of Ventures Gibson. Ventures Gibson has taken the number one silver coin program in the world, the U.S. Silver Eagle, and made it number 2 in a matter of a year. That is not anything to be proud of. I'm sorry, Ventures. I'm sorry, Black Business Association. Don't you look at the results of what these people do? Or is it just because she became the director of the Mint? Look what she did. She cut the amount of Silver Eagles in half. Now, she might catch up this year. It's in the budget. We'll see. I don't trust her. But she clearly knows nothing about the Mint. So, it took a lot of people's work to shine the light on the Mint. Say, you criminal bastards, get your shit together. But yeah, I mean, why give an award to someone who completely failed at her job? This is embarrassing. What do? The president of Mexico knows what's about to happen. Mexico has given away its wealth time and time again over the last couple hundred years. Mexico should be the richest country in the world because they have most of the silver, or about a third of it. They mine and ship about a third of all the silver on the planet. And now, Mexican president proposes a ban on open pit mining, which would destroy the industry. What did I say 100 times? Metal in your own possession, that's it. No mining companies, no ETFs. In your own possession or you don't own it. Mexican President Andrés López Obrador, known as AMLO, presented before Parliament a series of constitutional reforms, among which there's a proposal to modify Article 27 so that it prohibits open pit mining. In detail, his proposal calls for banning the granting of open pit mining concessions and activities related to the exploration, exploitation, benefit, or use of minerals, metals, or metalloids using open pit mining. To argue his case, López Obrador said that open pit mining causes severe environmental damage and uses excessive water that can be supplied to water-scarce communities. Quote, "It is clear that open pit mining transgresses human rights by affecting the right to a healthy environment and a good health," his proposal states. The most significant effects are equivalent to in the communities and towns near project areas, placing them in a situation of vulnerability and inequality. The proposal, however, does not mention underground mining. Underground mining is where they get most of the gold, but the open pit mining is the silver. So let me get this straight. China is literally tripling, quadrupling the amount of silver it uses in their solar panel manufacturing. Mexico is now cutting off silver mining for ecology reasons. it sounds like a great excuse. If you're going to go to war with the people who control our monetary system, people who control the price of silver, what a better way to go to war with. We're not going after silver. We're not trying to corner the silver market. We want the environment to do well. So we're going to shut down all mining in Mexico. Greatest move Mexico could ever make. Why give away your wealth? Keep it in the ground until at such time as the silver price is $5,000-$6,000 an ounce within the year. Should be. And China's doing the same thing with solar panels. It's like, hey, you guys keep crying at us that we create too much pollution. Now we're buying up all the silver to triple, quadruple the amount of solar installations. They're still doing it, by the way. This hasn't stopped. I know a lot of people like the Silver Institute and Metals Focus think, oh, there's going to be no more growth in solar panels. I don't know where their brain is, truthfully. Unless they're purposely trying to lie. Who knows what they're talking about? Apparently they don't. So yes, we are going to see a massive, if this gets passed, who knows if it will get passed, but you're talking about a third of all silver from the supply side, from the mines, will be out of the picture. Makes you wonder. Zimbabwe government considers using gold to back its currency. How long have we heard Zimbabwe say bullshit like this? First of all, no government on the planet can back a currency with gold or silver. That is impossible. Nobody gives a shit if there is gold or silver behind a currency. It's the power to lie that they are losing. So they won't be able to back a currency. They can move to a gold and silver currency, but not a currency backed by gold and silver, because they already lost that trust. I mean, the U.S. defaulted on the exact same thing back in 1971 when we went off the gold standard. That's a default. And then in 1933, 34, we defaulted again on the gold standard. You can't go back to a backed currency. I remember someone saying that about China. China's going to back the yuan with gold. I said, what is it, redeemable? 100% redeemable on demand? That would work. But it's not. You can't back anything. Nobody cares if it's backed by anything because everybody knows that everybody lies, especially Zimbabwe. You want to go to a gold standard? That means you can't print money and give to all your people. But we're going to back it, Bix. 10-1. It's so ridiculous. They'll just crash again. Now, if you make gold your money, that's a different story. Or silver. The silver has been money longer than any other metal. Silver has been money longer than any other metal. I did a special over the weekend for private road members. Keep an eye on this bank, New York Community Bank Corp. I think this is going to be the sacrificial lamb. I thought they would take it out this weekend. They came out Friday with the new management team. Said, "Oh, we've all bought shares, just a tiny amount of shares. We've all bought them, and so the stock price went up." That fades fast. That's just window dressing. They didn't fix anything. They just wanted to show the investment community that they're in 100%. Problem is, 30% of their deposits are not insured by the FDIC. If you have money in this bank, New York Community Bank Corp, get the hell out as fast as you can. As fast as you can. You should have been already gone from it. So next weekend is the weekend, I believe, because it's a 3-day weekend. And we all saw the FDIC board meeting where they said, we'd really like to start taking banks down during a 3-day weekend. That would be best for what we want to do here. So keep an eye on this one. There might be a couple more, but I think the New York Community Bank Corp is very close. If you look at the stock performance over the last 6 months, it really came down to bang. Right here, they started saying, we really have a problem here with mortgage-backed securities, real estate, commercial real estate, and, oh, by the way, the fixed-price housing in New York. They're screwed. The portfolio has been decimated. There's just nothing left there. And why anybody in their right mind has a penny at this bank? I did have one of the Road members email me and say, "Oh, thank God I listened to you. He was part of a bank that got bought out by these guys. By the way, these guys bought out Signature Bank, which is a deep state bank back a year and a half ago. So, yeah, they're about to go down. Again, we're coming up to that 3-day weekend. I think they're going to try. This is going to be the test run for Janet Yellen to say we are not paying out non-FDIC insured balances. Can she really do that? Can it even be possible after you already blew it on Signature Bank and Silicon Valley Bank? You ended up bailing out everybody because Oprah can't lose all her money. Are you kidding me? By now, if you have money in a bank and it's over $250,000 and you don't have a hell of a lot of beneficiaries on there, by the way, if you've been listening to Road to Rudo, you can add, well, they changed the law again, by the way. Probably because of what I was screaming. I was telling everybody, hey, if you have a lot of money in the bank, over $250,000 per person, you can get beneficiaries and add more than just, like, if you have a joint account with your wife and you have, say, $1 million, you would have to get 4 beneficiaries. Because once you throw beneficiaries on, they take away it's no longer you as part of the beneficiary line. So that the way the insurance works is you would have to get, if you have $1 million and a joint account with the same bank, you and your wife or your husband, normally it's $250,000. But if you add 4 beneficiaries, you'll get $1 million of insurance. Now here's the problem: they just passed, I think, the beginning of the year, or it might be the beginning of this month. It just happened that the max you can do is 1.25 million of FDIC insurance maximum, and that would be 5 beneficiaries. So you got to look into it. Don't listen to what I say. Everything else is going to be gone. It's going to be gone. And then I hear that banks are taking beneficiaries off people's accounts. They're just randomly doing it, pulling it off. So what are you talking about? We don't have any beneficiaries on your account. So make sure that it should say it on the statement. Check your statements for beneficiaries. All right. But I think it might be time for Janet Yellen to try to do the impossible, which is not bail out uninsured depositors. If she does that, every single human in the United States would run to the bank to get their money out. Anybody who has, and that's like more than a third of all deposits are uninsured. So, and none of the banks can handle that. 30% of uninsured depositors comes out of New York Community Bank. They're gone. They're close your eyes, blink, gone. So that might happen this weekend. There's clearly nothing that is going to turn this bank around other than like JP Morgan buying them out before they go belly up. But they buy out what? It's a bunch of crap in their portfolio. So, yeah. The reason they say it bounced from going out last week, it was going down under around $3.50. It jumped because of one thing. The new CEO bought some shares and told everybody in his management team to buy shares, as if that's going to do anything. And they bought less than $1 million worth of shares on a $3.5 billion market cap company. Good luck with that. And they might have sold today because it got up to over $5. I think by the end of the week we'll know by Friday whether or not these guys are going to stay around for a few more months or just be done. My guess is because this is the only 3-day weekend for like 2 or 3 more months. This has got to be it. I think we'll find out. Good article here called "Here's the Domino That Could Kickstart Another Banking Crisis." It's already started, by the way, in case you guys didn't know. And it's the commercial real estate issue. I mean, we still have the issue of undervalued U.S. bonds on the books because of the higher interest rates. You got bonds that pay a lower rate are going to be worth less. So with high interest rates, most of these banks are just literally barely head above water type of stuff. And as soon as somebody runs for their deposits, everybody will. So, and this article talks about, my view is that the commercial property market is a slow-moving train wreck that's going to have a major adverse effect on regional banks. It says Desmond Lachman. That, in turn, could derail the economy recovery the economic recovery, and force the Federal Reserve to cut rates in a big way. The basic problem for the commercial property market is the record high vacancy rates that have resulted from increased post-COVID trend for people to work at least part of the week at their home rather than at the office. If you go to downtown San Francisco in the middle of the day on a Friday, it's a ghost town. It's crazy. I used to work in downtown San Francisco for years and years and years. And it was awesome. It was great. It was wonderful. It wasn't as crazy lefty as it is now. But they've driven everybody out, so there's nobody left. Around $2.8 trillion in commercial real estate loans are set to come due through 2028, when firms will have to decide whether to pay off the loan in its entirety or refinance at a higher interest rate. A total of $544 billion in commercial real estate loans came due in 2023, the largest amount ever, which led many developers to refinance under the current costly conditions. So yeah, it is ugly out there, and it's going to get a lot worse, and then this in Photovoltaic Magazine, weekend read, the COP, a solar flop. They're talking about the agreement to triple the amount of renewable energy by 2030 instead of 2050. This is all about silver, my friends. At the end of the day, the more I look at this is all about silver. Destroy the West by gobbling up all the silver and solar panels. The Silver Institute and Metals Focus are so far behind the ball on this. They should be screaming. They should have been screaming midway through last year. Oh my God, solar, solar, solar. Solar, I believe it's about 200 million more than what ounces more for last year than what these guys were saying, and it will be at least 200 million more than was created last year for the next year. That's why it won't happen. We're going to run out of silver before that happens. Even J.P. Morgan silver that Bank of America and HSBC leased out from J.P. Morgan, all that is coming due now, and it's like, holy shit, where do we get the silver? I don't know. Where do you get the silver? You guys should be buying all the silver you can. I mean, if you still have mining shares, I feel bad for you, but you should. I don't feel bad for you. I've been screaming it. They will all be nationalized, even in the United States of America. When the banking collapse happens, what do you think the people will be screaming for? We need sound money. We need a new form of money. Gold and silver are money, but all these banking investors, the rich people have it. Not anymore, says the Mexican president. I'm Robin Hood. I'm going to steal from you to give to everybody else. Is it right? No, it's not right. But you should have understood the risks, all the risks, from the very beginning, especially if you've been on the road to Ruta for long enough. There was always just one answer. Destroy everything in the fiat money system and go back to a sound form of money or sound forms of money. Gold and silver, obviously. I think there's massive amounts of gold out there that people don't know about. I think silver might be too valuable to use as money, but hey, should be up to the individual. And then we have cryptos. Certain cryptos will do well. I think Reggie Middleton's DeFi patent is going to absolutely come into play. I mean, his second DeFi patent now. It's actually his fourth, but his second in the U.S. And part of the guys over at Crypto Viewing did a viewing of the Trezor wallet and came up with some real weird data. But it's not weird data if you know that Gary Gensler and the U.S. government would love to control cryptos, and they know it's going that way, but they're saying to themselves, okay, how can we control it on a daily basis? Well, you get something like a hard wallet Trezor, and they make this suite of offerings with credit cards and blah, 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 and it joins with Coinbase, and you have this thing, and with software programs that plug right into the IRS. That's the kind of shit that people like Gary Gensler want. And what do? And they say only that can be used in the United States. If you do that, you can deal in cryptos all you want. We'll just keep a track of it for you. It's going to get really ugly here in America. Anyway, that's what I got. Check out roadtoroot.com on the private road. There it is. The script of the planned banking collapse. Check out that discussion on the private road at roadtoroota.com. I'll talk to you guys later.